The day I realized I had to live without him was not the day he left this world. It was a quiet morning. The kind of morning where the sunlight enters slowly, like it is afraid to disturb the silence. I was sitting by the window, holding his cup of tea. Yes, his cup. Even though he was no longer there, I still made tea for two. I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't ready to accept that one cup was enough now. That morning, the tea had gone cold. And for the first time, I didn't replace it. I just sat there and looked at it. And something inside me whispered, he is not coming back. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just sat there. Because sometimes, the deepest pain does not make a sound. That was the moment. Not the hospital. Not the funeral. But that quiet morning, when I understood I had to live the rest of my life without him. My name is Safia. I was married to my husband, Imran, for 32 years. 32 years sounds like a long time. But when I look back now, it feels like it passed in just a few breaths. He was not a perfect man. But he was my man. And in a simple life like ours, that meant everything. We lived in a small house. Not big, not fancy, but full of warmth. Our kitchen was always busy. The smell of tea, spices, and fresh bread filled every corner. Imran used to sit at the table every evening. Same place. Same chair. He would call out, "Safia, is the tea ready?" And I would always reply, "It's already waiting for you." We had 2 children. A son and a daughter. They grew up, got busy, built their own lives. That's how life works. But in the end, it was always just me and him. And honestly, I never felt alone. Because his presence filled every silence. Even when we didn't talk, we understood each other. Sometimes he would just sit quietly, reading the newspaper, or watching the same old news channel. And I would sit beside him, doing nothing. But somehow, it felt like everything. As the years passed, things started to change. Slowly. Quietly. So quietly, that I didn't notice at first. Imran began to forget small things. At first, it was simple. Where did I keep my glasses? Did I already drink tea? We would laugh about it. I would tease him, "You are getting old." And he would smile and say, "Then you must be older than me." But then, the forgetting grew heavier. He forgot names. He forgot dates. One day, he forgot our daughter's birthday. And that day, something inside me felt uneasy. Still, I stayed calm. Because I told myself, this is normal. But it wasn't. There were days when he would look at me, like he was trying to remember who I was. That look. I cannot explain it. It felt like I was slowly disappearing from his world. Even though I was sitting right in front of him. The day everything changed was a rainy afternoon. The house felt darker than usual. Imran was sitting quietly in his chair. I brought him tea and placed it in front of him. He looked at it. Then he looked at me. And he said, "Who are you?" I froze. I thought he was joking. So I smiled and said, "Stop it, Imran. It's me." But he didn't smile back. He just kept looking at me, confused. And then he said it again. "Who are you?" That moment broke something inside me. Not loudly. Not suddenly. But deeply. Like a crack that spreads slowly until everything falls apart. From that day on, my husband was still there. But he was also gone. The days became heavier. Each morning felt longer. Each night felt quieter. He needed me more than ever. But at the same time, he didn't know me. I fed him. I helped him walk. I sat beside him, like I always had. But the difference was, he no longer knew who was sitting beside him. Sometimes he would smile at me. Like I was a stranger who was kind to him. And I would smile back. Even though my heart was breaking. People say loss happens in one moment. But they are wrong. Sometimes, loss happens slowly. Day by day. Memory by memory. Until one day, you realize the person you love is no longer there in the way they used to be. After he passed away, the house became very quiet. Too quiet. The chair was still there. The cup was still there. Everything was the same. Except him. For days, I continued living like before. Making 2 cups of tea. Waiting for his voice. Listening for his footsteps. But they never came. And then, that morning arrived. The morning I told you about. When I sat by the window. Holding his cold cup of tea. And I finally understood. He was not coming back. Not in memory. Not in voice. Not in presence. And for the first time. I whispered to myself, Safia, you have to live now. It was not a strong moment. It was not brave. It was simply acceptance. A quiet kind of acceptance. Love does not end when a person leaves. It changes. It becomes quieter. Softer. Sometimes lonelier. But it stays. And I have learned something. Living without someone does not mean forgetting them. It means carrying them in a different way. Now, I still sit by the window. But I make only 1 cup of tea. And when the sunlight comes in, I smile a little. Because even though he is gone, the love we built together is still here. And maybe that is enough.